Now, sex. Sex.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 John Cleese Monty Python moments.
Wakey! Raisin change!
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable and entertaining scenes and sketches prominently featuring actor John Cleese from Monty Python films and shows, both televised and live. If there's a John Cleese moment you feel we're positively silly for excluding, instruct us in the comments. Number 10. Bring out your dead. Plagues are no joke. Well, unless Monty Python is discussing them. In a plague-stricken village, a man collects the freshly dead on a cart. A customer, played by John Cleese, asks that the collector take an old man, presumably an elderly relative. However, the old man isn't quite dead yet.
Bring out your dead!
Here's one.
Ninepence.
I'm not dead. What? Nothing. Here's your ninepence.
While Eric Idle plays the put-upon public servant well, and the old man's famous protests that he's not dead or gold, it's Cleese who really shines here. Cleese sells his outrageous role as a man using a plague as an excuse to rid himself of an annoying relation by playing it completely straight.
I feel fine. Well, do us a favour.
I can't.
Well, can you hang around a couple of minutes? He won't be long.
The scene illustrates why Cleese is one of the kings of British comedy. Or at least, like a king.
Who's that then? I don't know. Must be a king. Why? He hasn't got shit all over him.
Number 9. Dirty Hungarian Phrasebook. In this sketch, set during the ruin of the British Empire, or the 1970s, a Hungarian man, played by Cleese, goes into a tobacconist's to buy cigarettes. Unfortunately, the translation book he uses is full of inaccuracies and malapropisms, most of which are rude or naughty sounding.
Do you want to come back to my place? Bouncy.
Cleese delivers word salad like his hovercraft being full of eels with daffy earnestness that's endlessly entertaining.
Would you hold it against me? I am no longer infected.
Although a misunderstanding in translation causes the Hungarian man to be led away by a policeman, possibly giving him some bizarre pleasure, there's nothing bizarre about how great Cleese is in this sketch.
Right! My nipples explode with delight.
Number 8. Self-defense. In this sketch, John Cleese plays a self-defense teacher who specializes in instructing his students in protecting themselves against a specific type of threat, fresh fruit.
Bananas! We haven't done them, have we?
While the class is more interested in more practical weapons, like pointed sticks, the instructor is insistent on the dangers of produce. Eventually, he shoots one of the students who attacks him with a banana.
Come on, attack me! Come on!
And continues to kill off the rest of the class with more impractical overkill methods. Cleese is brilliantly unhinged throughout, throwing himself into the part with lots of physicality, nervous tics, and a cantankerous attitude. His performance is as deadly as a Loganberry.
I warned you, right, that's it!
Number 7. Stoning. During this scene, Cleese plays a Jewish official who oversees a public stoning of a man for blasphemy, saying the name of God, Jehovah.
And so, as a blasphemer, you are to be stoned to death.
There are plenty of funny aspects to the scene, the crowd being full of women pretending to be men and the irreverent accused doubling down on what got him into trouble.
Jehovah! I'm warning you, if you say Jehovah once more, right, who's through that?
But Cleese plays the exasperated religious leader brilliantly, trying to be the voice of reason at a public execution. While the official's angry rant at the crowd may lead to an untimely death, Cleese's timing is perfect.
Well, you did say Jehovah.
Number 6. What have the Romans ever done for us? Speaking of Life of Brian, The film also features another classic Cleese moment in this scene. During a meeting of the People's Front of Judea, Reg, the group's leader, played by Cleese, rhetorically asks what the Romans have ever done for them.
And what have they ever given us in return?
The aqueduct?
The rest surprise him by listing off various positives about life under Roman rule. It's a timelessly relevant commentary on the hypocrisy of some people who complain about the government.
And the roads. Well, yeah, obviously the roads. I mean, the roads go without saying, don't they?
Reg's gradually building irritation, despite all the positivity, leads to a fantastic punchline that showcases Cleese's aptitude with characters whose anger is downright volcanic.
All right, but apart from the sanitation, the medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, a fresh water system and public health, what have the Romans ever done for us?
Brought peace?
Oh, peace!
Number 5. The Ministry of Silly Walks. This sketch follows the daily routine in a government employee, Mr. Teabag. Mr. Teabag works at the Ministry of Silly Walks and fully lives up to his department's focus by walking about in an absurd fashion, most notably with high steps and shuffling. He meets with an applicant, Arthur Pooty, who wants to get a grant to develop his own silly walk, but he denies the man, as it's not silly enough.
That's it, is it?
Yes, that's it, yes.
It's not particularly silly, is it?
Although John Cleese himself has expressed some distaste for the sketch, it's emblematic of what makes Python and Cleese so funny. The contrast between Mr. Teabag's upstanding attitude and his lower half's bizarre behaviour is pure visual comedy. Plus, the silly walk is apparently good for your health. Yes, really.
I'm afraid that the Ministry of Silly Walks is no longer getting the kind of support it needs.
Number 4. French taunting. One of the greatest challenges faced by King Arthur and his knights on their quest for the Grail is also one of the silliest. Upon arriving at a castle, they call up to a Frenchman on the castle wall, played by Cleese, who mercilessly taunts them with witty yet bizarre insults.
Well, what are you then?
I'm French! Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
Cleese is in fine form here, with his delivery of the barbs and his facial expressions being as outrageous as his accent.
I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
So many memorable quotable lines are packed into this short sequence that the air is frequently driven from our lungs faster than a cow landing on top of us.
Jesus Christ!
Number 3. Dead Parrot Sketch. This is rightly considered one of the best comedy sketches ever, and certainly one of John Cleese's best. A Mr. Praline, Cleese, goes to a pet shop to complain that his recently purchased Norwegian blue parrot is dead.
Oh, yes, the Norwegian blue. What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It's dead, that's what's wrong with it.
However, the shopkeeper refuses to admit any wrongdoing, despite nailing the clearly deceased bird to its post. The sketch has had many variations over the years, including alternate endings, but one thing that remains consistent is how entertaining Cleese is.
Polly Parrot, wake up! Polly!
His seemingly endless ability to describe a parrot that has given up the ghost has remained hilarious for decades, and Mr. Praline's tirade is practically shorthand for anyone who has had to deal with returning a faulty purchase.
It has ceased to be. It's expired and gone to meet its maker. This is a late parrot.
Number 2. The Black Knight. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the Black Knight. At first, the lone knight seems imposing when Arthur comes across him guarding a minuscule bridge.
None shall pass.
What?
None shall pass.
However, the Black Knight soon proves to be comically tenacious. Arthur literally cuts the warrior down to size, but the knight continually shrugs off being maimed.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
Cleese's range is incredible throughout the scene, progressing from intimidating to immature mockery to utterly mad in quick succession, and all without showing his face. The Black Knight suffers mere scratches throughout the scene, and it scratches our comedy itches every time we watch it.
Oh, I see. Running away, eh? You yellow bastard!
Number 1. Argument Clinic. Sometimes the cleverest sketches are the simplest. This one sees Michael Palin play a customer looking to have an argument. To that end, he goes to see a Mr. Barnard, sometimes called Mr. Vibrating, played by John Cleese.
Is this the right room for an argument?
I've told you once.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Whatever his name is, Cleese's character proceeds to automatically contradict Palin's every word in the sketch, which isn't much of an argument, even if it is incredibly entertaining.
No, this isn't an argument.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's just contradiction.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
The constant immature back and forth could easily fall flat in each other's hands, but Cleese, as well as Palin, do a tremendous job in turning the lowest form of argument into the highest form of comedy.
I've had enough of this.
No, you haven't.
Oh, shut up.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.